Hi, it's Jennifer Hollick with the World War II Research and Writing Center and also Finding the Answers Journey. It's a kind of gloomy day here in the Netherlands, but I'm sitting out on my deck and surrounded by flowers, so that's fantastic. And I've been thinking a lot about transformation. I've been reading quite a few fiction books lately, and I've made some videos and posted some things on Facebook about this. And I'm kind of going through my own transformation period right now, which has brought up a lot of questions, a lot of what do I do, what do I not do, what choices do I make, can I completely change this, and also looking at what parts of me have transformed or have I put away over the last 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever that is, and do I want to bring any of those parts back out of me? And this kind of ties into the way that our research, whether it's family history or military, can transform us, and who steps into that journey as we move along. And my journey with the research and transformation, or when I became more aware of the massive transformation happening in my life, it started in 2010. And then in 2012, when I moved out, got divorced, completely changed my life, everything changed. And it was quite a bit scary, but yet there was this knowing that it was going to be fine. And if I followed my intuition and followed the path of the energy that felt great, that everything would be okay. And that's when the majority of the military work that I do started to really increase. And once that did, my life began to change, and the things that I was choosing began to change, and my business began to change. And now, 6 years later, because it's 2018, I'm in another period of transformation, and looking at things and thinking some of this doesn't work and some of this isn't fun anymore, and what else is possible here? What else can I do? What else would light me up that would make me want to get out of bed in the morning? And one of those things is using more of the way the research and the stories transform us, and working with other people to help them see how their research can transform them. Usually when we're taught how to do family history research or military research, it's all about, okay, what is the process? What is the strategy? Where are the records? How do we get them? What do we do with them when we have them? How do we decipher them? And maybe there's a bit of how do we write the story about this person? No one is really talking about how does all of that change us? Now in 2012, when I really began exploring all of my family's military history beyond Bob Brauch, whose book I'd already written, The Flying Tiger, I started researching James Provaznik's story. And James showed up and he stayed with me. And then a couple of years ago, when I met my husband, he felt the majority of his work was done and he took a step back. And then not too long after that, he was ready to leave. And I sent him off into the light. And he'll show up occasionally now and then, but he's not a prime influence in the way my business is going or the way my life is going or the ideas and inspiration that come up. But when I really started listening and tuning in more to the research, the stories, the soldiers, many of whom are not in my family but show up through different records and have something to teach. And sometimes it's just to give me an awareness about something I need to do in my life. But often it's more of, okay, people don't know this or they don't know that, and this could change somebody's life. So you have to tell them. And the soldiers don't leave me alone until I do it. So that gets a bit interesting sometimes. But the way that the research helped transform me, helped me work through a lot of my own emotional yuck. You know, going from a divorce to being a single mom, and then expanding my business and moving it from all genealogy to this family history, more World War I, World War II, and now Korea. And over the last year and a half, it's also branching out into this holistic healing where I'm doing facilitation with clients and facilitating people on different things, whether they're trying to write a story or just work through something. And so this is kind of where a new part of my business is going. And we can use the research that we do to not only examine the lives of our ancestors, but our own lives. And how do the lessons we learn and the strategies we learn help us in other areas of our life and help us to make different decisions. So with that, and having given you just a little bit of how my life has transformed with the research and the steps that it's taking and kind of what's going on right now, I guess my question to you is, are you looking at your research in that way and the stories that you've been writing or haven't written? Maybe you need to write them. I think everybody has a story to write, at least one. Whether you turn it into a book or not is your choice. But we all have stories inside of us. And when we open up and we become more vulnerable and work through some of our own stuff, even however that shows up, and for me it's been a lot through the research, how could that impact other people? How could that change our lives? How could that change the lives of our family? Even the past, present, and the future. So I invite you to look at your stories, look at your research, and see the ways that it has helped transform you. And if you're interested in learning more about this, I do offer facilitation sessions, and you can certainly talk to me about that. I also have the Finding the Answers Through World War II Writing, which is a very brief course that will help walk you through some of these stories in your family and how the people in your family have helped create who you are. And Lisa Alzo and I are also doing in 2019 a virtual conference that will talk about stories and writing and family history and military research and kind of how to look at these deeper layers of things. And then about 6 months after that, we are going on a European Rivers and Castles cruise, which we have opened up for booking, and I will post the links for that website, and so you can learn a little bit more about what we're doing. In July, we will have the full conference information out, will be the description for what we're offering to those who choose to cruise with us. That will be out, so you'll have a great opportunity if you would like something completely different that may change your life, connected to family history or military history or just self-awareness. We have it. So I invite you to look at all of that, and also keep an eye out because I do have an expanded writing course coming. It's probably going to be more like a class, 10 to 12 weeks, where we'll do some serious writing and we'll look at ourselves, our family stories in a completely different way than you've ever been taught before. And I hope to roll that out by late summer, early fall. So please watch for that. And I still have a couple books in the works that are completely different too. So if you would like to share how your research has helped transform your life or that of your families, I would love to hear from you. You can post comments in the feed or on the video. You can send me an email at info@wwiirwc.com or send me a private message. I hope this has been a contribution, and there will be more of this coming. Have a great day.